Hello, my second grade scientists. Well, I hope you enjoyed creating your Play-Doh landform and waterways of the state of Maryland. So now we are going to use maps, pictures, and websites to obtain information and draw the landforms and waterways in South Dakota. All right, so if you remember, that's where Adam lives. And we're looking at the state of Maryland and then the state of South Dakota's landforms and waterways to see, to be able to answer the question, why do you think Adam and his mother never went to the beach? All right, so last week we worked on where we lived in Maryland, and this is where Adam lives. This is where we're going to focus on today. He lives in South Dakota. So let's learn a little bit more about South Dakota. So its nickname is the Mount Rushmore State. It was created in 1889. It's the 40th state. The population, there's 858,469 people as of July 2015. The capital is Pierre. The biggest city is Sioux Falls. The abbreviation is SD. The state bird is ringneck pheasant, and the state flower is pasque flower. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at some of the beautiful scenery that we can see in South Dakota. We have Mount Rushmore. It impresses visitors to the Black Hills of South Dakota. This is pretty impressive. This is I have to say, one of the places in the United States that is visited the most. And as you can see, it has 4 of our past presidents. Can you guess? Do you know what they are? It would be a great time for you to do some research and so that you know, but I already see 1 or 2 and I recognize their faces. But how about those other 2? All right, the porcupine sometimes defends itself by charging and swatting its spiked tail at opponents. Prairie dogs live in South Dakota's Badlands National Park grassland area. Oh, they're so cute. The sun sets over rock formations in South Dakota's Badlands National Park. The sun sets over rock formations in South Dakota's Badlands National Park. South Dakota's Badlands National Park's rock formations are formed by grasslands. Isn't that just gorgeous, my friends? And then, oh my goodness, the American bison, which live in South Dakota's Badlands National Park, can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Wow, what a beautiful place to visit and live. So let's go ahead and get out our science book. If you have your science toolkit, you already have South Dakota state in there. If you don't, let's go ahead and draw the state so that we can continue to work on creating those landforms and waterways. So it's pretty easy. If you don't have it, you just draw a line across your paper, and then you can draw one down, and then you can draw a line down. Pretty easy shape. And then 3/4 of the way over, draw a straight line, and then just kind of angle it down to a point. All right, super easy. Pause if you need to take some time to do that. I'm just going to move through this quickly. You, of course, can pause at any time to do all the items that you need to do. So let's label and color South Dakota's landforms and waterways. So over on the side, you need to draw a box. It needs to be a pretty big box because the key is pretty big for South Dakota. So let me move this over so that you can see the key. And let me move this over so that you'll be able to see all of South Dakota. All right, so, and I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's start with the Black Hills. Well, where are the Black Hills? Well, this is a map of South Dakota, and if I see the Black Hills are over here. Let's learn a little bit more about them. So the Black Hills is the southwest. In the southwest is a range of mountains that includes 7,242-foot Black Elk Peak, the state's highest point. This area is sacred to the Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Omaha tribes. So I can see it over here in the corner. So in my key, I want you to write Black Hills and then draw our hill symbol. And then you would, on your map, draw, I want to do it in brown, so get out your brown crayon and draw the Black Hills. All right, you can pause until you finish this piece. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one we're going to look at is the Great Plains. All right, so let's learn a little bit more about the Great Plains. The Great Plains. The western two-thirds of the state are the Great Plains, with canyons and flat-topped hills called buttes. It's also home to the Badlands, one of the richest fossil beds on Earth, where explorers have found remains of saber-toothed cats, three-toed horses, and marine animals from the ancient sea. So let's see if we can see where the Great Plains are. Oh my goodness, my friends. Here it is. It goes right through the left-hand side, the western side of the state. So remember, it's canyons and hills. So I've said this is the shape for canyons, and then we have our little hilly hills. So let's do those orange. So I'm going to do a canyon, and then some hilly hills, and then another canyon, and then some hilly hills, all the way through the state. So go ahead and pause, write Great Plains and your symbol, and then draw your symbol on your map. All right, when you're ready, come on back. All right, the next one we're going to work on is Coteau de Missouri. Let's learn a little bit more about that. So Coteau de Missouri, or the Missouri Plateau, is a large plateau that stretches along the eastern side of the valley of the Missouri River in central North Dakota and north-central South Dakota in the United States. So let's take a look. Here it is right here. Let's make sure we're looking at the right one. The plateau, Coteau de Missouri, right here. So we're going to draw it out, and it said it was a plateau, so we're going to draw our plateau region. So we know that plateau region is this shape, just no hills in it, but let's make it a different color so that we have different colors on our map. So let's make this one green. All right, so where are these plateaus? They were right over here, and they run down and across South Dakota. So here we go. Wow, such beautiful land through this state. All right, go ahead and pause. All right, once you're ready, go ahead and press start again. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at Coteau des Prairies. Oh, that looks beautiful. So let's learn a little bit more about that. All right, the Coteau des Prairies is a plateau approximately 200 miles in length and 100 miles in width, rising from the prairie flatlands in eastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, and northwestern Iowa in the United States. The southeast portion of the Coteau comprises of one of the district's regions in Minnesota known as the Buffalo Range. The Flatiron-shaped plateau was named by early French explorers from New France, Coteau meaning hill, and the general term coteau has since been used in English to describe any upland dividing ridge. So let's take a look at where it is. So here we go. We learned a little bit about it. So we see that it's over here on the eastern side of our state. So let's go ahead and draw that. So it's a plateau. And on the plateau, it has these beautiful hills and grassland areas. So I'm going to use green again, but I'm going to change my shape. So over here, I'm going to draw my shape. And then on top of the flat area of the plateau, I'm going to draw some hills. And I'm going to make some beautiful grass. All right, so go ahead and pause now. Write your words and your symbol and your key, and then draw it on your map. All right. Well, welcome back, my friends. All right, let's do the last one. The last thing that we're going to put on our map is the Missouri River. Okay, so it looks like it's coming right through here, but let's learn a little bit more about it. The Missouri River runs north to south through the middle of the state. East of the river is the Drift Prairie, an area with lakes, low hills, and fertile farmland. The state's southeastern corner is called the Dissected Till Plains, filled with streams and hills. So let's see if I was correct, my friends. Oh, here it is. The Missouri River runs all the way through, up through the entire state. So go ahead, get your blue crayon out. And we're going to start with our Missouri River. It starts down here. Oops, that's not blue. All right, here we go. It starts down here, and then it runs through the entire state. So you go ahead and pause now and write down Missouri River, and then draw the river through your state. All right, nice job, my friends. Great job drawing and labeling the landforms and waterways of South Dakota. So let's go ahead and do a little quiz. All right, can you point to the Black Hills on your map? All right, oh, I hope you pointed right here. Can you point to the Coteau des Prairies? Hopefully you pointed over here. How about the Great Plains? Right here, good job. And then last one, let's look at the Missouri River. All right, nice job, my friends. Great job today. Make sure you save this because we will use it in our next lesson to actually create those landforms and waterways with our Play-Doh. All right, happy learning.
How are you today?
Good. How